Another voice that could have told about the horrors of being a comfort woman, a sex slave used by Japanese soldiers during World War II, has fallen silent. Of the 238 Koreans registered as victims of the wartime crime, we bid farewell to another today, bringing down the number of survivors to 46. Choi Gap died over the weekend at the age of 96. She was taken by a Japanese policeman at 14 years old to a so-called comfort station in Manchuria and spent 12 years as a sex slave. Choi 할머니, or Grandma Choi's funeral procession took place early this morning. I went out to give voice to the silenced. At last, she's at peace. Choi's funeral portrait shows a serene face with deep wrinkles, proof of the long, hard life she has had. Funeral wreath and sympathy flowers flood the hallways, the number far greater than the few people visiting the funeral home. Choi Gap was one of 47 surviving comfort women, the euphemistic term for victims of Imperial Japan's systematic sexual enslavement of women before and during World War II. It's a small funeral. There aren't many mourners. But Choi is one of the lucky few survived by family. The 96-year-old died in the early hours of Saturday at a nursing home in Seoul. She had been battling Alzheimer's, diabetes. She had poor hearing as well as vision impairment, says Choi's granddaughter. Her father was Grandma Choi's only child. He passed away 3 years ago.
My dad would always say, grandmother should pass before he does. That way he could feel at ease when his time comes. My grandma felt bad that she wasn't able to raise Dad with much love or give him a better life, but Dad had nothing but sympathy and pity for her and all the hardships she endured.
Like all other sex slavery victims, Choi lived for nearly half a century after the war, in shame and silence, never speaking about what happened.
When it was first disclosed in 1991, my dad never said anything about it before then. My brother was shocked, I was shocked. Grandma was a comfort woman. I was surprised, but it's all in the past now. Better late than never. If we hadn't found out until she passed away, it would have been worse. We would have felt even more wronged.
Choi was one of the very first sex slavery victims who circled the globe to share her experiences and testimony with the rest of the world. Up until a few years ago, when her health failed and she was bedridden, she toured universities across the U.S. to tell her shameful, painful past.
When she was younger and healthier, she never shared with us the details of her agony living as a comfort woman. As she became more ill of old age, she would tell us in bits and pieces. I don't think she ever told us the experience when her mental health was sound. Towards the end, it was more of her lamenting about her tragic life.
Since the early 1990s, Korea has been demanding that Japan acknowledge its wartime wrongdoings. For more than 2 decades now, they've demanded reparations and a heartfelt apology in vain.
우리 대통령께서 역대 어느 대통령 때보다도 이분들의 명예를 하는 데 관심을 가지고 계시기 때문에 모시겠습니다.
It's estimated that roughly 200,000 women from across Asia served as sex slaves for the Japanese troops. Of this number, nearly 9 in 10 were Korean, aged between 11 and 30. This is the 9th funeral procession we've seen this year alone. 9th for a victim of Japan's systematic sexual enslavement of women before and during World War II. Leaders of Korea and Japan have agreed to reach an agreement on the issue of comfort women as soon as possible, as time is running out. Well, time did run out for Choi Gap today, for 8 others who died this year, and for the hundreds of thousands who passed away in the last 70 years without ever seeing justice. There now remain 46 who may or may not end up on this same path.